Okay. Likutei Moharan. Do your tests by the appendix. We said that those tests on the pasuk, Osed Dvorei Lishma B'Kol Dvorei. The do his saying, to hear in the voice of his saying. Shatzadik Sadir, what the tzaddik is the one who is making the dibur, is constructing the dibur, because it is through his good deeds that he's able to hear things from Kodesh Baruch Hu. And the dibur that he hears from Kodesh Baruch Hu is Lashon Kodesh, pure gold. Lashon Kodesh ba milamala, and when the Lashon Kodesh comes from above, Adam chasar tikun. It is still, it's not formatted. It's raw. You still have to elevate the good from the Targum. That is said that in the Targum is klipas noiga, where good and bad are intermingled. And when you elevate the good, the bad falls off. And the good elevates, and it completes Lashon Kodesh. And when that happens, that creates a barrier, separation between the Kedusha and the Shon Sa'amun, the type of sneof, whatever, and it cannot feed off the Kedusha. As long as it's still good in the klipas noiga, which is mixed with the bad, it's a conduit. It's a conduit between the bad and the good. So the bad can, siphon off the good. But when the good from the klipas noiga is separated from the bad, is taken up, it's a vacuum. It cannot. This is the mystery behind the meditation of Milah, of circumcision. The question of the meaning about the bris milah. We went over this a couple of years ago. How is it possible that Kodesh Baruch Hu creates a person with an orla, with a foreskin that has to be removed? But the reason really is al kavanoso. This is the meaning. Aino kanal, the way we said before. Shaloshin kodesh, the holy tongue, shu b'chinas tikun abris, that comes from above. Adano chasar tikun, it still lacks completion. It's to be completed. It's unformatted. The main tikkun happens down, here in this world. When we elevate the good that is intrinsic in the Targum, and we complete the Lashon HaKodesh. The main rectification of everything, it all is completed here in this world after. This is the completion of the Lashon Kodesh through the Targum. Even though Lashon Kodesh comes from above, what could be cleaner than that? What could be purer than that? It's not complete. Except through the language of Targum, of translation, Aramaic. That's the tree of knowledge, good and bad. It's both. When you sift and you pick out the good which is in the Targum, in the translation, the good from the Etzadas Torah. So you take the good out, you pick out the good. So this is the thing that completes Lashon Kodesh. That's the thing that perfects Lashon Kodesh. Is exactly what the Medrash over there says, that the answer on the question of the heretics, Binyan Mitzvah Smila. How is it possible Kodesh Baruch Hu to create something that lacks tikkun? Shivusham, the answer, Kol Dovo Tzil Tikkun. Everything that is created in the world needs a tikkun. Atur Musin Tzchin Levashel. The Tur Musin, these legumes need to be cooked 8 times over to sweeten them. Afa Adam Tzarich Tikkun. A person also needs rectification. Kodesh Baruch Hu created the entire creation for the man who has a choice. He is the one who should fix and rectify everything by picking out the good with the Etzadas. With this, he completes and rectifies all the things in the world. This is why you have to rectify the tikkun of circumcision. You have to do dafka here in this world. This is the perfection, the completion of Lashon Kodesh. On the Targum Daika, dafka through the language of translation. Meaning to say, Shalosh Kodesh Haba Milamala, the whole eternity comes from above. Ein lo shleim is not complete when it just comes from above. But when we complete it through picking out the good which exists in the Targum, that's the thing that completes Lashon Kodesh. And at mitzvah's milah itself, it's the same kind of rectifications. Because in the orla, in the foreskin itself, in the mitzvah, there are 3 separate layers of skin, which correspond to the 3 klipas tmeis, totally defiled klipas. And there is another very, very thin, very fine 4th skin, which is keneged klipas nega. So, for the source orlo, when we cut off the foreskin, we drop off the 3 totally tumadika clippers. On the 4th skin, we do priya. It's being torn. With this, we're just dropping the bad in the noigo, so it cannot feed off the kedusha, and we elevate the good or the klipas noigo to the kedusha. Same thing works, same principle. And this is what it says, chashmal. We said that's Lashon Kodesh, right? Chashmal, it's made of the words chashmal. Chash is silent, not saying anything. Mal is memalala, is talking. It's a talking silence. This is the B'chinas Mila. Mal, this is Gematria Mem Lamed, is Gematria 70, Gematria Shirim. B'chinas Medur Shishir Kochaven, the flame or the 70 stars. What we said? Shenismalo v'nechtak v'nispatel d'mitzvos mila, that gets that crumbled and is cut and it's canceled through the mitzvah of Milo. And that's taken a bris, and you should see in the Kavonas. You say, well, it's Chaim, and you'll understand it. Now, and to elevate la'alot ha'tov in a Targum, and to elevate the good from the Targum, well, the tikkun hashgogas, the rectification of the inadvertent adveres, shetzrichen lesaken kol ma shechata b'shoivim. Shoygig is Targum. Shoygig is good and bad. The Maisa is bad, the Kavanah is good. So when a person rectifies what he was Choyte B'Shoygig, he elevates the good from the Targum, the Avim. We said before, anybody that has Shlemus HaKodesh, he knows how to interpret the dreams. Because Tardeimo is Targum. Somebody has, he's completely Shlemus HaKodesh, which means his Targum is also clean. The Medama, he already elevated the good in the Tardeimo, so he knows how to pick out the truth, good, went from the mixture, good and bad. You know, it's like a person, you know, as Isha Sechel Amiti, that he has his Sechel B'Shleimus. When people come to him and they talk, so in their talking, there's mixture of truth and lies and good and bad. But being that he knows how to pick out the good, he can see, because people give away, you know, they don't realize that they give away, you know, they say they say, for instance, a liar doesn't look at the eyes, you know, he won't look at your eyes. It's a lie. It's exactly the opposite. Exactly the opposite. The liar looks you in the eye all the time. He doesn't break eye contact at all while he's lying. You know, it's just dafka person who speak a thing to him. You looking here. A liar dafka looks at the eye.
Really can't be frozen.
No, but somebody, Ish Emes, Rabbeinu says in Sefer Amidas, anybody who is Ish Emes, he can tell about if somebody else is lying. As somebody has, by him, his Lashon Targum is perfected, he has Lashon Kodesh, Shleimus, so he can interpret a dream. A dream is a mixture of good and bad. It's Tardeino. There's good in there. And somebody has already rectified his own Targum. He can tell by the dream what is the truth and what is not. The dreams go after the food that one eats. Every single thing in the world has letters in it. It says in Oisvav that everything is created from the combinations of the letters that gives it existence. And when a person lies down to sleep, then the essence of the food that the person eats goes to the moich. And the letters that are included in those things that he ate, they are combined. That's the thing that constructs the dream. Nimtzo, here, Nimtzo, it says when a person eats, if you would eat the second spoonful before the first, he would see a different dream. Every single thing has different letters in it. Eat that spoonful first, that the letters would combine in different tzerufim. And he would see a different dream. Anybody has the perfection of Lashon Kodesh, he possesses perfection of Lashon Kodesh perfectly. He knows the letter that exists in everything. That's why he can interpret the dreams. I'm a native, you should understand well. Now it's explained out perfectly how when somebody has Shlem Hashem Kodesh can interpret dreams. In other words, it's much deeper. It's not He's not a dream expert. That's Lashon Kodesh expert. He perceives things in their subatomic particle level. It's not even molecular level, it's not subatomic, it's the oisius level, the letter level. He receives it, he sees it. You have to understand it. We'll talk about it. When a person possesses the perfection of the holy tongue, so the letters themselves, they shine. The letters that exist in everything. It is through the shimmering of, the glowing of the letters that exist in all the foods that constitute, that result in the dreams. There's a tzaddik b'chinas Yosef. Somebody is a tzaddik, with on the principle of Yosef. He knows how to interpret the dreams, which are in the realm of the Tardema. It is one thing that needs to be understood. Okay, that before a person has, because you take a look at this and it sounds like what an unbelievable knowledge, an unbelievable amount of dissection and interpretation. When you hear the dream, what kind of letters are from the dream, what kind of the food and the this and the that, to find out what the good and the bad is. It sounds like it's a computation which is beyond the human ability. But what he's saying here is that like Rabbeinu says, that if somebody who is davening with the Kavonas Ari, the meditations of Arizal, like it's written by the Siddur of the Rashash, for instance, or the Siddur Arizal, the different Siddur Arizal that have been printed. When it says, if a person is not roy for this, if he's not deserved, he's not this madrega, he says it's like kishuf, it's like sorcery. Okay, so what are the kavanas for? He says, by the tzaddikim, when you get to the madrega, the Rebbe says that the tefillah should always be Perish Amilas. What do the words mean? That's it. Never any more than that. He says by the tzaddikim, the Kavonas Ari is Perish Amilas. That's the meaning of the word. In other words, when you reach a certain madrega, Kavonas Ari is, that's what the words mean. That's what the words mean. So the kavanas mean, like you mechabim Pershaminis, you're just saying what the words mean. It's like when you possess any proficiency in anything, electricity, for instance. Okay. In the very beginning, when there's a certain problem, kacha, whatever it is, you have to investigate. This is this. Today, they come and tell you just what the situation is. Chances are, in one look, you know what's wrong. Maybe you don't know where it is, but you understand on the spot, just like, why? Because you have sechel anikne in this thing. It's like, you don't need to analyze the details and go through like when you learned how electricity. You already know the whole thing. You just take a look. It's like situations telling you what the problem is. In other words, you don't necessarily have to go to the detail level. Same thing over here. When a person reaches the Shleimus Lashon Kodesh, he sees the oisius in everything already. when a person tells the dreams, he already sees the Isias over there. He already knows what's the truth, what is not truth, what's the Shikod, what's not. Because he's holding Madet Madrega. In other words, it's not like something he doesn't hold there, can learn the technique of how to do it. That's not the way it's done. You're reaching Shlomo Soshin Kodesh through Shmini Sabris the way it's supposed to be. That's what he's saying here. The letters themselves shine to you. The letters themselves shine to you. Now, there's a shtickle that we found from this Torah that Reb Nosson found a little Ksav Yad. The Ksav Yad Rabbeinu himself. Yishlach Ezecha MiKodesh. Will send your aid from Kodesh. So this is like notes that Rabbeinu had for himself, Keilu. This is the greatness of the preciousness of the holy language with which the world was created. To Zois will be called a woman. Isha kimeish, the Isha is called, why it's called Isha? Because it's a derivative of Ish. Lashon fel Lashon, a tongue falling on a tongue. It rhymes, it comes from the same root. This is a proof that the world was created Lashon Kodesh. Because the woman represents Lashon Kodesh with which the world was created. Because Lashon Kodesh, as we said, is Isha Chachama, if you remember. This is why the wife of Adam Arishon, which refers to Lashon Kodesh, Chava. Zeu Chava, that talks Lashon Dibur, it talks about Dibur. As he said, and night to night will profess, will express das. Yichave is talking. This Zois will be called a woman. Dibur nikra Zois. The Dibur is also, another word for Dibur is Zois. And Zois, this is what their father talked to them. So Zois is Dibur. It was called Zois. It's called Isha. The Lashon HaKodesh, and it is through the Lashon Kodesh. This the Lashon Kodesh, he elevated us from all the tongues. Lashon fer Lashon. The tongue falls on or drops down the tongue. All the tongues, they fall through Lashon Kodesh. Ve'ein, ... Up to here, we found. He says, the Pirko, Tinyon, the second Pirk of Savadis Miusa, we already learned in Torah base Emor Kohanim. Ad Kan, Torah Yotes, Likutei Moharan, Hashem Yisborach, Mitzvot Hashem will be Mezakes to begin and finish all the Torahs in Likutei Moharan.